What should I do about those challenges that prevent me from addressing my significant goals?
Successful people always start their day by completing their most important tasks. As I mentioned earlier, prioritize your tasks. Never leave a task for later just because there's a time limit for it. Change your current method to one where you start with the most critical tasks.
Professor, but sometimes when I try to think this way, it's not just about wasting time. Everyone is the same. Indeed, I came to self-reflect, but people around me don't change. Often, I feel compelled to go with the flow and behave like them.
The issue of time wasting that you've raised is a serious one. This issue is within us and comes from an incorrect perspective of time.
How?
Wasting time is a rare problem.
But, Professor, many people around me seem to have this issue.
We don't see a lot of people who don't have or are not busy with work and a job, right?
Yes.
This is a task. A daily task for a specific purpose. This behavior is the result of daily routines, all for a specific purpose.
Yes, but if we want to be productive after our works, we can't, as tiredness and external factors or people takes up too much time.
It means you can't manage your time efficiently, not necessarily the issue of time wasting. You might feel you're losing time, but the real problem might be inefficiency in using that time. Many people can't be productive. Few give their time importance, but many aren't efficient.
Correct. I have a problem and I cannot use my time efficiently and be productive.
Regarding the second issue you mentioned, that people around you don't change. Is it because they often visit you?
Yes, frequent visits, too many invitations, and prolonged phone calls.
This is the second issue, where there are two main causes of your time management problem. The first is personal, and the second is due to external factors or people around you. To address this, always try to prioritize and let people around you know when they visit you to make it brief and to the point, rather than prolonging it without purpose. You need to always seem busy. Imam Ibn Jawzi says, "I would rather be with God than those whom have nothing to do."
Does he mean people who spend hours talking and spend their time talking?
Yes, most of the people who invite each other in the festivals and parties have a good time, or a long-term visit without a goal in the name of catching up, can catch up with Terry Loved with a short call.
Professor, what did Ibn Jawzi say about these people?
Imam Ibn Jawzi, God bless him, used to say, "When I look at my time, it is so precious and holy that it should be spent on good and useful work. This part of my work was very unpleasant and unwanted in a way that if I correct their mistake, I would create hatred in their hearts. If I accepted this, I would waste my own time." He says, "I tried to minimize my meetings, and if I had to meet, I would shorten my speech." Imam Ibn Jawzi, to an extent he cared about his time. Even during his meetings, he always tried to do another simple thing, or another simple task like sharpening his pencils, or cutting his papers to that his time would not be wasted.
Professor, I believe it is Imam Ibn Jawzi that he always has said, "I see people wasting their times in different ways. If the nights were long, they would waste it with jokes and gossip, and if the days were long, they would waste it sleeping."
Yes, that's right.
Professor, he has tried not to waste his time with small tasks. What should I do if I didn't have such tasks, and I had too much guests and meetings?
Try to end the visit in an appropriately high manner. Whenever you plan to visit your friends, let them know the exact time. Don't waste somebody else's time. Be prepared and present at the time that you have set. When you start an argument with someone, try to end it as soon as possible and keep all your arguments short. If you realized if a friend is coming to see you to waste time, while speaking, stand up. This way the conversation would not be long. Let all your friends and colleagues know your availability for visits and hangouts.
How do I know if my colleague or friend is wasting my time or working?
Whenever someone starts gossiping or talking aimlessly and backbiting, be sure that engaging with them is not beneficial. Always be aware that those people will always have a big crowd around them everywhere. Recognize them and distance yourself.